In this video, I wanted to run through how to use the accelerometer features and some of the more advanced features of the accelerometer in your microbit projects. Now, this is going above and beyond of what we know so far about the accelerometer. Currently, we've only used the gesture.shake inbuilt function to, for example, do a step counter. But I want to kind of show you how to use these in a bit more detail. So before we get into these two programs, the first thing I wanted to show you was some of the other inbuilt functions that the accelerometer has inside the microbit. So if I just delete gesture dot, you'll see here that there's different modes other than shake. And let me just run through them now for you. Okay, so tilt left and right are just the microbit going to the left and the microbit going to the right. Okay, so that's what tilt left and tilt right do. Screen up is when the microbit screen tilts up, and likewise screen down is when the microbit screen is facing down. Logo down and logo up, again, relate to the position of the logo. One goes up, one flips down. And then we've got some other options. So free fall is a drop of the microbit. So for example, if you actually dropped it from a height and it reached a free fall, then it would activate whatever code is inside that. And likewise, 3G and 6G are also, and 8G are also other options you can use. So there are just some other modes that you can. But I want to focus now on I'm just going to comment this second program out for the moment. I want to focus on this program. Now you can see here, it's just a step counter, right? Nothing fancy, except for that we've removed the gesture.shake and we've started to use the accelerometer and its values. So you can see here, all I've done is replaced gesture.shake with this particular code here. Input.acceleration dimension.strength. Now in this case, I've given a value too. So for example, I've said here, if the acceleration strength is greater than 1500, then activate an extra step and display it on the screen. So if I start shaking, you'll see that it is now registering my steps. But if I'm not shaking too hard, it's not registering. And conversely, if I pump this number up, it really isn't going to register at all because it's just above the threshold. And likewise, if I bring this number down, it becomes super sensitive. All right. So this is really useful if you want to really fine tune your, for example, step counter or anything that involves the accelerometer. All right, I'm just going to comment this little program out, and then we'll uncomment this next program. Now, this next program, sorry. There we go. This next program utilizes the accelerometer, reads its current values, and then does something based on an if condition. So let me run through what each line of code does. So firstly, the while true loop, we should know this by now. It's simply checking constantly any piece of code that's inside it. So it's going to be constantly running these lines of code. Now, the first thing that it does is it stores the current x acceleration value to a variable called x. Now, x would be the acceleration movement left and right of the microbit. Whereas the y value would be the microbit going up and down. All right, so once we've captured those values, then we can just write a simple if statement. So in this particular example, I've said if the acceleration is tilted to the right at a certain particular speed, which is, I've said 500, or it's tilted to the left minus 500, then play this annoying sound. Now, effectively what it is it's like an alarm. So I'm alarming my microbit. So if anyone kind of touches it and tilts it to the left or tilts it to the right, it's going to sound an alarm. Now, it's important to know that these values, the furthest value you can have on the right-hand side is 1024. And then obviously on the left-hand side, minus, I think it's 1023. So you'll see this in action. You can see on the microbit, I don't know if you can hear that, it's making a noise, all right? But then as soon as I hit anywhere in that sort of middle ground, the noise stops. And on the microbit itself, we can actually see the values that we're hitting. And as soon as I get to minus 500, the noise is going again. So these are just some more tools up your sleeve, if you like, to help you with your project going forward.